Good afternoon. I am joined by Tristan, and he has asked for this song. I was left to my own devices. Many days have fell away with nothing to show. And the walls came tumbling down, and in darkness from above. And then cries out over the hills, bringing darkness from above. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I going to be an optimist about this? How am I going to be an optimist about this? And that is where we're going to stop, because the show is about Tristan, not Pompeii and Bastille. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I am incredible, and all the better for being here with you.
Oh, bless you. So, why did you choose that song, sir?
That song actually takes me back to Australia. I spent 3 years in Australia, for those who don't know. Went on a working holiday visa, and then decided it was quite nice, and I thought I'd stay. So I extended my stay, got sponsored by 2 different companies, and one of the hostels that I was staying in, a guy who's now a very close friend of mine, who actually lives only 2 hours down the road from me here, this side of the pond. We moved into a hostel room on the same day, checked out on the same day, and therefore went looking for a flat. And that is a tune that we both love, and obviously we send voice notes to each other singing it all the time. So takes me back to Australia.
Fantastic. What an amazing. Good day, mate. Good day. So I am actually live on using StreamYard. So we're going live to LinkedIn because, as you all know, I'm mad on LinkedIn. This is also going to YouTube. It's also going to Facebook. And I'm over here as well on what's the other one? What is this on?
Instagram Live.
So I've got Zoe there. So hi, Zoe. So yeah, I'm all over the shop today. And I don't know, how do we get you to join me? Because you should be able to come on here
I
as
can
well.
do that. Let me join you over here. Yeah.
So So guys, this is Tristan, okay? And I'm setting up, and he's doing all these things to camera. This guy is all about content. And so I really want to find out what it is you do and how you can help people, because the problem people have got is we get overwhelmed with content. Whoever that LinkedIn user is, I don't know who you are, but yeah, you're right. It is a good tune. Hi, John. How the devil are you, sir? So good to see you. And it's people like John that we look up to, because he's the content king. But you're doing something incredible, Tristan. Tell us all about it.
So I actually solved my own problem around content a little while ago. And by a little while ago, I always say 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's probably longer than that, because I've been saying 10 years for a little while now. But more than 10 years ago, I basically realized that creating the content to stay consistent online was quite an overwhelming task. And so basically, how do I do that? How do I minimize the amount of time? And when I say minimize it, I literally shave seconds off of tasks. I'm all about productivity and efficiency. So I basically built a system that allowed me to basically produce my whole month of content in as little as 30 minutes. And it can be done with an individual. I have sat in a room and time-lapsed myself with a clock in the background to show publishing. I think I did 50, 60 pieces of content in a single day, just on my own, to prove that it wasn't a team, it wasn't other people. Obviously, if you've got a team, you can do even more, or you can do it quicker. But I built that, and then we realized it was something we could offer as a service, but it wasn't just about making the money from it. We literally set it up and taught it as a 6-hour in-person course pre-COVID, in the good old days when we used to do lots of in-person training stuff.
And we got those days.
And that in 4 different counties. So we got asked to go to different places and delivered the trainings for 6 hours, and they might be coming back. So yeah, watch this space.
No, absolutely incredible. I think you just said that you do. You blow me away with everything you said, but I'm sure you just said you create so many pieces of content in like 30 minutes. Say that again so that people can hear you, because when I train people on LinkedIn, I help them do stuff, and then they go, yeah, but I can't write anything. So to say that again, what you just said.
So a phrase that's come in more relevant to that more recently is video first. So we start with video and we work backwards. So the reason we start with video is because it sounds like you, it looks like you, and it allows you to create in all 3 different formats. So you can do audio, you can do visual, and you can do written off the back of it. So you can take the words that looks and sounds and feels like you. So there's no trying to make it sound like you, because it is literally you speaking. And I basically do 30 minutes of video content. And when I do that 30 minutes, I then reverse engineer all my other content out of that 30 minutes. I'm very intentional about it. I'm currently doing a series called Outrageous Output, which is even more than that. And in the last 4 days, I've published 18 minutes of video, 18 minutes and 11 seconds. And that's being turned into other content. So those will turn into blogs, those will turn into social updates. I've got outtakes, I've got time lapse. In fact, my camera angles literally stop at the edge of where you can see here. But if I put my hand just off here, I'm next to a camera. If I go just off here, I'm next to 2 other cameras. And there's one up above here that you can't see looking down that I'll publish online later, that is actually doing a time lapse. In fact, I think the guys on Instagram Live can see it. If they look up there, there is actually a camera on Instagram Live above my head doing a time lapse of my desk, because people are always interested in the setup. So 30 minutes of video reverse engineered into blogs, social media content, graphics. And if you want to go all the way, it can be podcasts and all that good stuff as well.
Fantastic. And I've got you joined me on Instagram as well now, so everybody can hear both sides of the conversation. Sorry about that. It was a first for me. So yeah, this is crazy. We want to know more about what you're doing. There's loads of people coming in and saying things. So this is Odessa is actually watching live today. So I don't know why we can't see who you are. Hi, Ella. You missed the song. I will be playing the song in its entirety on my music channel at 1:30. So don't worry about that. Hi, Anna. Good to see you. We've got the same bit twice, so that's all good.
I just want to give Anna a massive shout out. Anna came to the social media meetup in Birmingham recently and committed to doing video. And I've been that gentle nudge in her ear via voice notes on LinkedIn to say, how's your video going? Have you got them done? And she's getting on top of the video side. So well done, Anna.
So when you say Anna doing video, is that she's doing some video for you to do the content, or she's actually posting proper real video up onto
she's actually posting direct into, so she's doing those out onto LinkedIn and stuff at the moment. And this month, that outrageous output that I'm doing is actually a series of content I'm doing under the hashtag outrageous output that anyone can follow. It's free. I'm literally breaking down how to do content every single day. It goes out on most platforms. It goes out at 8 a.m. A couple of them this morning didn't go out till midday because I forgot to hit publish before I ran out the door to help a charity. But yeah, every morning I share a tip that you can put into practice today, and each one builds on the last one. So it's, planning, creating, how to set up, all of that, and all the way through the month, it's different tips. So.
Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. I'm just thinking you're showing people how to do all this content. I've just written a book, Tristan. I'm about to launch my book. They don't need it now. Now you're here, do they?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's no one size fits all. What we do works for every business and every industry to create their content, but you also need to know how and why you're doing things. Like, we can pick up people's content. Like, people who are doing stuff like this. This is a piece of content. This goes out. You are consistent. You regularly do these, but this could be repurposed. This could be a written interview that goes out as a LinkedIn article, as a blog, and all of that content that can come off the back. But people still have to have an understanding of why they're doing it. So yes, sharing how and why and what, but it's important that people have got the concept of why they're doing it. Otherwise, it's very hard to stay on top of doing it. So we physically do it and show the how to do it. We do explain why when we're teaching it, but the practicality of delivering it is that we're just picking it up and running with it. So you can do 30 minutes and then just go, here's my videos, chuck them in Google Drive, walk away, and then know that your social calendar will be full for the month.
Fantastic. I love that. I've got some questions for you before we go into deeper of what you're doing. I don't know what's going on, Jeremy. You seem to be watching the same thing twice. I hope it's the best bit that you're watching twice. Have you ever had that with it looping,
Tristan? I've not seen it, so it might just be that the connection glitch, possibly.
Yeah. So Ashling's asked if you could post a video about your setup, because that would be really cool to see the setup. It's a shame we don't have another camera that you can switch to, but no, cool. So you're on LinkedIn. You do a lot on LinkedIn. You're part of John's group with a load of other wonderful people. Do you use other social media regularly?
So I always say in all of my content, you can find me as I'm Tristan G across all the socials. And it used to be across all the socials except TikTok. And I've got TikTok now, so that has moved. I'm not publishing a lot there at the moment because I've got a different strategy that's going to happen there. In fact, I let your guys in on it. They can have an exclusive. My TikTok strategy will be the smallest, fastest snippets of everything I teach and share on all my other platforms. So you'll be able to go to TikTok in like 15 to 30 seconds, get the highlights of do this and do this. And you'll be able to just go, and each piece will be, if you follow those, it'll be like learn how to do content on social in like 5 minutes by watching all my TikToks.
Wow. Okay. So what's TikTok then?
So for those who are on it, we've got Instagram going on. So if you know Instagram Reels, it's kind of like that, but it's just a different platform.
Yeah.
And a lot of people dancing and singing, but it doesn't have to just be all of that type of content. A lot of people are falling into the trap of I must do what everyone else does.
This is what I teach in LinkedIn is just be you. So if you don't dance, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So no, absolutely superb. Why do you use LinkedIn and what do you like about it?
It gives me the fastest access to the biggest decision makers within organizations is the reason I use it. Some of the best people I know spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. I'm actually I'm going to say something that will land well with some people and badly with others. I am a strong believer that you need to be consistent across all platforms, but you don't need to show up in the same way on all platforms. So stuff I put out on LinkedIn is very educational. It's training. I share a lot of behind the scenes and how and what I do. If you follow me on Instagram, you get to see like the gingerbread cookies that we make at home and the running I do and things like that. So it's a bit more personable to me, but it still follows the same thread. It's still the same person showing up. So there's a slight different part of me. Therefore, if you want to know everything about me, you actually have to follow me on every social platform because I share a different bit on each. There's bits that go across all, but then there's the gaps in between are filled by different things on different platforms. So LinkedIn's a great place to connect with the big decision makers. They're easy to find, they're easy to connect with, and it always delivers results.
So that's where you get the bulk of your business, is it, Tristan?
Arguably, people reaching out to me is where I get most of my business.
And that's because you're consistent across all the platforms. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when we used to do lots of in-person networking, I used to go to events and people used to say to me, "Oh, I've seen you everywhere," and I would just used to really gently put my hand on their shoulder and say, "Wouldn't it be great if that was your business?" It's like the best sales pitch you can ever have is you've seen what I do, you know me, even though I've never met. If I can do that for your business, you can level up. And I always talk about when we talk about that content model of putting lots of content out, it's not just about flooding the feed with content and being completely visible. It's about opportunities for people to have a conversation with you. So we refer to it as touch points. So it's where someone can leave a comment or can talk to you or say something. So yeah, it's giving people an opportunity to start a conversation that moves to possibly a friendship, possibly a business relationship, but it moves things forwards.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. And there's a few of my friends actually watching today, and these are people that I didn't know until we got talking on LinkedIn, and they are now friends. And I've got some friends over there as well. So this is all cool. So it sounds like you eat, sleep, breathe, drink, and everything else social media.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not going to dispute that. So how many hours are you on social media, Tristan?
So just because it sounds like I eat, breathe, and sleep social media doesn't actually mean I'm on it all the time. So a lot of the time when you see me on social media, I'm actually not on social media. So social media, to be clear, is like, if done well, doesn't need to take up all your time, but allows you to show up all the time for your customers and clients. It allows you to be there 24/7 without actually needing to always be there. So I've got stuff that I schedule. I've got content that's backed up. So in the last 4 days, so actually, in fact, on day one of the Outrageous Output content, whilst I was editing the first video and subtitling it, I created 3 more pieces of content while I was editing my video. And that wasn't like time lapses and videos. I was actually answering questions live on Facebook while I was editing a video. So I was producing 4 pieces of content at the same time.
How many arms and legs have you got? You're not an octopus or something, are you?
I'm literally going to share this. Like, so I've just put it in the LinkedIn comments. I will share. It's actually on my Insta, a little bit of the behind the scenes already, and I'll do a proper photo for everyone afterwards. But you don't need, to be clear, you don't need a setup like mine. It does. I've had people say it looks a bit like NASA and the space stations, and lots of flashing, colourful lights and mixers and buttons everywhere. A mobile phone, as I said at the beginning of this content series, you only need a mobile phone to do everything that I do. Like even the video editing, I've shown already in the first 3 or 4 days, I've shown how you can use just the tools already in your phone. It's got a camera, it's got an editing suite. Like you can choose a different editing suite if it's not good enough. So there's loads of options just in your phone. So absolutely no excuses. And that's you guys on Instagram as well.
Yeah, and I think the trouble is we overthink everything and tell ourselves it's too complicated and we can't do it. And I think when you start speaking to people, you get an understanding that actually, yes, I can do this. Like I said, my book, I never thought that I would be writing a book. Never, ever, in a million years. And here I am, pretty close to it being published and sorting out a launch party.
Brilliant.
But it's just a little step here and there. And you pick up your camera, I'll do a little video, and it's a little bit shaky, so I get a tripod. And then you go, oh, how do I edit it? I'll use whatever it is. And then, I can find a better editing. And you get better because you just keep doing a little bit every day. So yeah, that's a cool thing.
I shared this week in John's community in Espresso Plus a picture. I'm not sure if you saw it. There was 2 ladders and the importance of the small steps. I'm a big believer that absolutely any task in the world can be done in 20 minutes. And that's not saying you can build a car in 20 minutes. It's saying each part of building a car can be done in 20 minutes or less. So there's smaller tasks to do that.
Yes.
If you're creating a movie, they don't shoot a movie start to finish. They shoot lots of scenes and put it together. So it's the same when you're doing your content, same when you're building your business, when you're creating things. Everything can be broken down, and the small steps make it easier and less overwhelming.
Yeah, no, totally. 20 minutes or 15 minutes, maybe. You got to stick on brand here, Tristan.
So I'm good for whatever you want. So,
we've already overrun, but there's so much you want to. I want to dig from you. So this video thing. So you're saying what I do is I sit there, I record a video. So just me, my loom, my camera, whatever it is. Record a video of just me talking because I'm not very good at writing. So I just talk, and then I extract that text using some voice recognition software, and then I put that into content.
So I'll run through it fast because I'm conscious on time. So basically you record your video. For the importance of the accessibility, you need to subtitle it anyway, whether you're using a software, doing it yourself, using some automation that a platform has given you. That written word can be extracted out and turned into written text. Obviously, there's a bit of editing that needs to happen to format to turn it into a written blog or a newsletter or anything like that. But every single word that you say in video, here's the absolute clincher of why you should do it this way round. Most people type at 45 words a minute. Most people talk at about 120. I'm a bit of an overachiever, 200 plus words a minute. Normally, I have to slow myself down when I'm teaching. But depending on the tools you're using, I've used a whole range of different tools. And I'm currently editing my subtitles inside Adobe Premiere. So I've got a subscription with Adobe. But arguably, if you only took the subscription on Premiere against some of the subtitling things, if all you did was subtitles in it, it is the best investment you'll make. Like my subtitles are so close to right. They still need tweaks, but I can fly through it and I can edit it and I can, customize what it looks like and stuff. And it's not hard to use. You literally click it. If I do a 5-minute video and hit transcribe this, it's done 2 minutes later. I'm not waiting for it to come back. I'm not waiting for a platform to catch up. 2 minutes, quick edit, and I can just publish it straight out.
Nice tip. And then obviously with Adobe Premiere, you've got all the other amazing things that you can do with a decent editing software.
It's allowed me to go from having the landscape original video into a square video for Instagram. with the title and the subtitles below. So I've instantly just click a couple of buttons and it's already changed it for me.
Brilliant. Brilliant. This is just amazing help. Thank you, Tristan. So I can do all this myself, but you've got a business that does this for people. So basically someone sends you a video and what happens? Let me know.
So it's literally from the other side. So this video, for example, let's say we finish, you could take this video, upload it into a Google Drive that we've set up for you on our end inside our Google Drive. I've got a team that as soon as something lands there, they get a notification, they pick it up, they turn it into content. That's it. That's as hard as it is from your side, is finish the video, put it in Google Drive. Obviously, there's some bits like how we're going to publish and stuff that have to have been set up at the beginning, but that gets done once. You can literally put the video in and walk away and get on with the rest. The bit that's on you is getting involved in the comments, is responding to people, is thinking about the next piece of content. And like we can do that and we can extract it. So we do it where people specifically do the video, like a 3-minute video intentionally as one blog, but some people might already do a half-hour live. In content this week, I talked about how if you're looking at repurposing, how you do your content changes. So you start to look at how do I structure it? If I'm doing 30 minutes, maybe I'll do 5 minutes, a little something, and then 5 minutes. In fact, if anyone watched me on Instagram, they'll notice I've actually got 2 coffees on my table, and Ashley knows this one. So if you see this mug appear on screen, and it's intentionally a ridiculous mug, right? It's intentionally a ridiculous yellow mug, is I'm actually leaving a visual cue for anyone in my team to edit, saying, if this appears on, this is going to really confuse them when they see this come in and out 4 times. But this is a visual cue that only those people who know this trick would see. They see it come in and then they go, right, edit this, whatever he said just before this to where it makes sense. So they don't have to watch the whole hour, the whole half hour or the 15 minutes. They can scrub through, see yellow, go back 1 minute. Is this the content? So you're speeding up the process all along.
Genius. Absolute genius. So what you're saying is then, what you're saying is when we finished, if I download it and send you a copy of this, within a couple of days, this would then be a blog post that I could post as an article, or you could post as an article, and everybody could see the full transcript in a decent way, as a blog rather than just a transcript.
Understanding that some people are better at read or want to read rather than watch a video.
Yeah.
You're servicing those people as well, and you're also making it searchable. Think about what you're saying in video is searchable to a level. But this is an SEO trick as well, is having your blog, which is the video content, written out next to the video on your website. Means I can watch it, I can listen to it, I can read it, but the search engine can also read it. So everything that's been said in 30 minutes can actually come up and be shown. So if it was like I said, a 30-minute, I think my headphones have just turned off. If it was a 3-minute video intentionally, like we do the content, it literally within 72 hours that would be turned around and published. But if it was, if it's like this, where it's the 30 minutes, obviously the longer the video is, the longer it takes to turn around. But the plus side of this is I can take that key tip, and because we're in StreamYard, I can take the 2 panels, put them above and below each other, and now you've got it for Instagram. So you can publish it as a reel or whatever, or to TikTok if we get you over there, Ashley. Leaning on you, TikTok is an option.
You're blowing me away. Look, I've only just mastered LinkedIn, man. Come on, give us a chance.
You'll get there. We'll get
absolutely.
You
So
there.
I met a guy called James Brooks last week, and he was telling us about TikTok. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. So I will get there one day. Let me get my book out.
Go.
So yeah, you said you talk fast. So do I. Poor old Jeremy's struggling to keep up here with the speed twins. So Kate loves the idea of the yellow mug. I think that's absolutely fantastic. We've run out of time, sir. I think we could make this a special show, and we could talk all about content and the sort of things that people could do. So will you come back again, and we'll do a whole hour just on content and stuff like that? How does that sound?
I'll tell you what, if we do, and I'll commit to doing another hour. And what we'll actually do is I'll take you through the process. I'll actually do it during that. I'll do an hour, and I'll if you and I record a piece beforehand, and we'll do it as a live, so everyone can see that it's not being doctored before, and they can see when it went out. We'll do a live, and I'll take the live, and we'll do that live during that piece of content. So if we do a live on that day just before.
Right, we've got something to talk about when this is finished. But guys, thanks ever so much for coming on. If anyone's got any questions for the lovely Tristan, please drop them in the comments. Before that, I've got one more question for you. And before that, I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm going to go to my guest next week. You will never believe who I've got next week. I've got a farmer coming on.
Incredible.
Yeah, wherever she is. Oh, there she is. Lynn Paxman, right? She's a leadership coach, but she's also a snail farmer, which is absolutely incredible. So looking forward to catching up with Lynn again. So she'll be with us next week. But in the meantime, sir, my final question to you, Tristan, is what advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
I started my first business at 12. So I would say carry on trusting your gut. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. The more mistakes you make, the closer you'll get to higher levels of success. And invest more in yourself. So like I would have probably done more personal development earlier in my life, and that would have accelerated where I'm at.
Brilliant. I love that. Thank you so much, Tristan. You've been an absolutely amazing guest. Let's work out this special, however it looks and what have you. Thanks to everybody on Instagram Live. Guys, you've been absolutely marvelous, and we will see you next week. Thank you very much indeed. Goodbye.